Hello and welcome to WJTS in.form. Today, it's the birthday of the Marine Corps.
Hurrah!
Tomorrow is the Veterans Day on the 11th of November. And joining us in the studio, two gentlemen who have served their time, and we salute them and thank them for coming in. They are with the Southern Indiana Leathernecks. Joining me in the studio is Steve Lindauer. Steve is the PAOSILD, which is the
Public Affairs Officer, Southern Indiana Leatherneck Detachment.
Okay, and we also have the former Chief of Staff of the Department of Indiana Marine Corps League, and that is, of course, Dave Englert. Dave, welcome to the show, too.
Captain Dave Englert.
Captain Dave. Okay, he's no longer...
Retired.
Okay, all right. Well, gentlemen, today is the Marine Corps birthday. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. Let's start off by talking about the Marine Corps birthday, since that is today.
Okay.
Tell us about the Marine Corps.
I got a few notes, so I'll just read from it, okay? Today is November 10th. It is the United States Marine Corps birthday. We are, as of today, 239 years old. Every man and woman who has ever earned the title of U.S. Marines knows this date, and you can just about go to everybody that's ever been a Marine. I guarantee they'll know it. So, on behalf of the men and women of the Southern Indiana Leatherneck Detachment, number 931, we, here present, would like to wish all the Marines and FMF Corpsmen, that's Fleet Marine Force Corpsmen, a happy 239th birthday. For those of you out there that are Marines or want to just help out, if you want to find out more about us, or you'd like to join us as a full member or an associate member, you can visit our website at www.sildmarines.com or visit our Facebook page at facebook.com. Marines, of course, you guys know how to do that. But so from us to you Marines out there, happy birthday.
Yeah. What is it about the Marines?
Exactly.
There's something about the Marines. Everybody, I guess you're rougher, tougher than everybody, or
well, it depends on who you talk to. You know, we're not taking anything away from any of our fellow veterans. I don't know. We're the smallest. Smallest branch of service. Certainly, at least as it comes towards boot camp, which probably for the initial training, it's definitely tougher. You get into Recon Marines, Delta Force, obviously U.S. Navy SEALs. We can't take anything away from those guys. We're proud of them all. And we honor all their service as well. So there's something about the, I don't know, we call it esprit de corps.
Esprit de corps. Actually, it's easy to explain, but it's hard to understand. My dear wife, she knows what it means to be a Marine, but she doesn't really understand it. But any Marine anywhere understands that, and even the British Royal Marines understand it. You know, we have a common core of experience. You know, I know if I see a Marine on the street, I know exactly what he's been through as far as boot camp, as far as initial training. We've all had the history of the Marine Corps instilled into us. We understand it. And my first meeting at with the Marine Corps League after I retired was just a case in point. I was sitting there, and we had a very young Marine sitting there talking to a Korean War veteran. And I swear these two guys were in the same bar together someplace, you know, over the years at different times, because their conversation was one of common experience. And, you know, like Steve says, not to take anything away from the other branches of services, but Marines share something that no one else can really understand completely.
Now, I'm going to ask you maybe an odd question. Mm-hmm. I know there's the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy. Mm-hmm. Are you your own, or are you really part of the Navy?
The better part. Sorry, guys. I know you're going to come up with bellhop jokes.
Well, just for my buddy Bob Johnson down at the County Service Office, you know, I will say, you know, yes, the Marine Corps is a department of the Navy. It's the men's department. So
I'm sure
that joke is older than the three of us put together.
So obviously, there's a lot of bantering, inter-service bantering goes on with that. But
well, you know, and you know, I have tons of respect for, you know, the Army Rangers. You know, they share some of the same circumstances and experiences, so they kind of get it. And the SEALs, the same thing. You know, I'm not saying we're rougher and tougher. I'm just saying that we understand each other closer. I know any Marine out there would stand beside me and, if necessary, lay down his life. And it's that common thread that runs through all of us.
Something about a Marine, but then there's also something about anybody who's ever served in
Exactly.
service.
That's right.
And let's talk about tomorrow's Veterans Day.
It is Veterans Day, yeah.
It's on the 11th of November
Right.
every year.
Every year.
How did it get started? And does anybody know how old it is?
Yes, yeah. After the treaty was signed after World War I, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, the president declared that that day would be held in respect for our nation's veterans in perpetuality.
Okay.
That's a hard word.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, we just had our birthday ball Saturday night, and Mark Messmer, our up-and-coming state senator, was our guest speaker, and he talked about Veterans Day, and I didn't even realize it myself, but I guess few decades ago, someone tried to change Veterans Day so that it would fall on the weekend closest to the 11th of November, so that people would have a 3-day weekend. And I guess that happened for a while, and then it got changed back because people were like, no, it's the 11th of November is Veterans Day, which is also my sister's birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Happy birthday.
if she's watching this from Florida, I'm sure she'll get
Good
a
luck
kick
with
out of that.
Well, the 11th hour of the 11th day it would make sense
the
that it
11th.
always should be on the 11th.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is a day for us to thank veterans, salute veterans for the work that they've done. But we live in a different kind of society, I think, than years ago. But then maybe World War II, things have changed a bit. I know when Vietnam veterans came home, it wasn't such a welcoming. And now we're fighting wars in the Middle East. And we are so removed here in the U.S. that sometimes
We're
I
all
don't think
safe
we
and
realize
cozy
it.
back
Yes,
here.
right. And you had a remark from a general.
Yeah, I wish I could remember the general's name because I'm going to quote him. And General, if you ever get this, I do apologize, sir. But he was speaking about the most current Iraq-Afghanistan war and talking about and just kind of lamenting about this very, very topic. We're all back here fat and happy. And his comment was the U.S. military is fighting in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the U.S. population, the people are at the mall. So his point was that unless you have a military family member or some very, very close that you're close to that's in the military, it doesn't really affect you, and it doesn't seem to have the impact. Every one of us have been through it. We've all know somebody that we've lost in the military, either in combat or not. And we talk a lot about the Marine Corps, but we're brothers and sisters to all the branches, all of them. And somebody asked me one time, why are you so big? Why are you doing all this veteran stuff in the Marine Corps League and all that? And I said, it's, and I know I'm speaking for these guys. It's not about me. It's not me putting on this shirt, this uniform, and hey, rah rah, as a Marine. I am a Marine. It's more.
matter what.
This is for those guys and gals that didn't make it back. Somebody's got to stand up for them. Somebody's got to, kind of bring their memory from time to time, because the Vietnam Wall, the World War II Memorial, the Korean stuff. We've got up here at the Jasper Courthouse. We got the I'll say the Du Bois County Courthouse. Sorry, guys. We've got names up there of people who didn't make it back, and just recently we've had a couple of them, our own Marines, and we don't want people to forget that. These people that are at the mall, and we're driving up and down the streets, and we can go outside our home. You sit on your back porch. There's people in other countries can't do that, and that's because there are veterans somewhere that signed on a dotted line saying, I will do whatever I'm told to support my country and serve my country, life or death.
Well, here we are, and we say bad things about the government. There are people that, which I think is terrible, will burn the flag or do bad things with the flag, or just talk bad about servicemen. And it's because they don't realize that fighting a war in a foreign country someplace else keeps us free. Can you explain how that keeps us free by fighting a war, so that people start to understand that, we don't have these freedoms. We don't take for granted. We do take for granted everything that we have, I guess, because of what's being done in another country.
Sure.
Well, I take it that's mine.
That's a
I
deep.
went on a long
Yeah,
dissertation
there
on
you
video,
go.
so it's probably your turn.
Well, I know several of us have been deployed to numerous countries around the world. And the thing I took away from my experience is the United States is very unique, extremely exceptional. Even our neighbors to the north, they're as close to our democracy as they can be, yet there's certain freedoms that they don't experience that we do. For some of us, it's tough to not react to someone burning a flag or protesting at a military funeral for their own gain, and it's difficult not to react. But yet at the same time, we realize that this is what it's about. That person's freedom to go out there and say something that we don't agree with is why we wore the uniform.
We will defend to the death for them, the right for them to do that.
We don't agree with it, but
Unfortunately, when
Yeah.
honor still means something to us, and maybe I know it does to all military people. Honor is sound as hokey as that sounds. Sometime to Marines, it's not hokey. It's dedication, honor. It's a big thing. It means something to us. So the things we do is not for us as individuals, but collectively as a group and for our country. I mean, we really mean it. So,
What can somebody, the average person, do to thank a vet? Do you expect us to do certain
We don't
things,
expect
or is
any
it just
act-
thanks
No.
for your service?
it's something like that. That's real nice. It really is. I make it happen. I travel in my real job, not just as PAO.
the one who gets paid to do it.
Yeah.
I travel quite a bit, and I make a point if I see a gentleman or a lady, and they've got whatever service branch hat it is, I shake their hand. And if it's obvious that that's their spouse, because I've been married in the Marine Corps, in the military, thank them too. And these guys can tell you that. The wives and families, they put up with unbelievable amount of things when we're all deployed and we're gone, and there again, the military family, people pull together because you got nobody else. You're on a military base, you're 22 years old, and everybody else is gone. So you kind of pull it together, so. So what do you do? Yeah, I mean, I'm not asking for any kind of a thanks. Quite honestly, I don't feel like I deserve what a lot of these guys did. These guys went through combat. I didn't. I hate hearing the term hero used real loosely. I don't consider myself one, not even remotely. To me, the heroes are those guys and gals that didn't make it back. Those are the heroes. And so I don't know. It's just kind of a pet peeve. Long way to answer your question, but I guess to answer your question, buy them lunch, one day at a time, whatever. You see somebody out there, you shake their hand, and just thank them. Just thank them. They appreciate it. I promise you, they appreciate it.
Yeah, to add to that, I'd say over the last couple of years, I've had the opportunity to speak to a lot of young veterans who are struggling. The suicide rate in our young veterans especially is fairly high and is unacceptable. If the greatest way to support our veterans is to make sure that those in need get the help they need, and our phone numbers are on our website and everything. If you know a young man, young woman who's served in the military and they're struggling. If they just need someone to talk to, and I tell you, that means more to a veteran than anything, is just having someone to talk to listen to them. If you can provide those people with either an ear to listen to, and if you may not be comfortable listening to them, because quite honestly, some of our veterans have some very tragic stories that are very, very tough to listen to. But they need to be listened to. And so if you know someone in that predicament, feel free. Pick up the phone, give one of us a call, go to our website, our contacts are on there. We'll talk to anybody. I mean, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and somebody needs somebody to talk to, I'll get up and I'll go talk to them. Steve will too, I know.
We do have the Du Bois County Vet Center, to his point, and we've actually had a few successes over there. And just to be clear, you don't have to be a combat vet to think you have problems, or maybe if somebody says, "Well, I wasn't in combat, and I that's not for me," but maybe it is. We're here either way, and we've got the Vet Center open there in Huntingburg for readjustment counseling. There's a lot of other things we do too. In the Marine Corps League especially, like I said a while ago, we're not doing this for self-gratification necessarily. We're doing this, the things we do is to help other people, other veterans, the guys and gals that didn't come home. We're sending care packages out. I don't know, I don't even know when the next care package event is.
Yeah, you need to come to meetings.
Well, I need to come to a meeting. Just had it last night, Steve, and weren't there again. I've got a different job, sorry. But so I know we do that, and I've talked to a few of the mothers that they get feedback from their Marines that are deployed, and I need to point out, it's not just Marines that we send these care packages to. Okay. All branches of service. If you're deployed, you let us know. You give us their address, and we kind of know what to put in the care packages. And if you have some special requests, as long as it's not something that's we're not allowed to send, can't send you bottles of booze or anything, but at least we can't.
Not legally.
But anyway, let us know, and we'll be happy to help with that.
All right.
Yep. Honor flight.
Honor flight. Honor flight.
Just recently here, we had the opportunity, for those who don't know it, Pat O'Keefe, one of our associate members, is the local director for the Indy Honor Flight area. And the man works tirelessly to get money together, to get donations together. And we just recently were able to fly out 70 veterans out of Evansville. It's still called the Indy Honor Flight. The Indy Honor Flight flies out of Indianapolis, Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, and out of the Chicago area. They take Hoosier veterans to the World War II and Korean War Memorial. This latest flight had 70 veterans and their sponsors. Escorts.
Right.
They fly with a medical crew and everything.
We supplied a few wheelchairs too.
Right.
Pat, I think, tried to buy 71 wheelchairs for kind of lightweight things.
So I mean, the Evansville portion of the Indy Honor Flight is really going gangbusters. And there's information on our website on how you can donate, how you can help out. Several of us were down there when the flight returned from Washington, D.C., and I tell you what, it was packed. I mean, there was not room to turn around or wiggle in the airport there, and just seeing the look on these veterans' faces when they come back to such a greeting, so it was really wonderful.
It is really cool.
And there were two local folks.
Yes.
Two local guys, Lenny Canoost and Romy Temple. I think they're from Ferdinand, St. Anthony area over there. Those are the two World War II vets that we sent down there along with their sponsors. And I might mention out Pat O'Keefe. A lot of our local viewers know Pat. Pat really wasn't even a Marine. His dad, I think, was, and his dad fought at Iwo Jima, I believe. But Pat is probably one of our most active associate members. And he comes with his skills in organization and the people he knows. Pat, along with a young lady by the name of Megan Kelly, they are on the Evansville committee for the honor flight thing. So they were very instrumental to it. And it's my understanding, they've already started working on another one sometime here in the future. I don't have the dates, but we'll certainly let everybody know when that is. But it's talk about something puts a lump in your throat, and there's still what's great about Middle America. There's still some patriotism. There's still pride in country around here, and we appreciate it.
Well, thanks to you guys for what you do to make sure that patriotism stays and that freedom.
Thank you.
Thanks for your service.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Today is the Marine Corps birthday. These two gentlemen are members of the Marine. We've had Dave Englert and also Steve Lindauer with us. And in the studio, although you can't see him, is Pat Moriarty offering moral support in the background.
He's our grunt.
And tomorrow is Veterans Day. Thank a vet in some way. Either just simply thank them or buy them lunch, buy them dinner. Thank you for watching WJTS in.form. We are local people watching local people.